And now we have gone through this Ngondro few times. Even though we went through a few times, it is good to remind oneself, just like repainting the stupa. So just to refresh your mind or to refresh your memory. So we will go through. For today, the teaching will be again going through Ngondro. And I think it is important as a follower of Lord Buddha, we should, no matter what practice we do, I think it has to be within the framework of the Four Noble Truths, the teaching of Buddha. So the first teaching of Buddha is the dukkha, or the teaching on the truth of suffering. So again, sometimes we engage in practice or we inspire to practice the Dharma with many different backgrounds and many different reasons. Sometimes people will go through some kind of suffering in life, and then try to look for a way to escape from that kind of suffering, and then temporary kind of suffering, then they find the Dharma. And some, their parents sort of born in Buddhist, so they are somehow, by the time they realize, they're already in this kind of environment. So many reasons. And then sometime now with the modern life, and many people having some mental issue problems. So then they take refuge in Dharma. So sometimes people sort of misunderstand. Then Dharma is kind of like a mental hospital or psychiatric kind of solution. But nonetheless, whatever brings us into engaging into Dharma, starting with there's other reasons, we can always change our attitude, or we can always try to fix that kind of wrong or not proper kind of understanding of the suffering of samsara. So therefore, I think Buddha's teaching is very important. It is first is to see samsara is nothing but a suffering. Everything is impermanent. So, therefore, at the end, all what we call happiness, mundane happiness, or temperamental happiness, at the end, I think nothing but suffering. So realizing that dukkha, teaching of Buddha, then I think now once we realize there's nothing but suffering in the samsaric world, then we look for cause of this suffering. Then really understanding the cause of the suffering is nothing but due to negative mind or due to misunderstanding of self, thinking there is such thing as I, self, without any logical kind of reason, even a simple logical reason. If you search, then you will not find I. Many teachings on that. Of course, you heard many times. So, when we have this I, then we have mine, me. Then once we have I, such strong attachment to this I, even we cannot take a small kind of harsh word to its so-called I. sort of cherishing so much. Then once we have attachment to oneself, then we have kind of repulsion or kind of hate mind to others. So then all this due to not understanding or not realizing the truth. So therefore it is ignorance. So these three poisons: ignorance and attachment and hate or anger. So this is very, very kind of logical. So really understanding that the second truth, the cause of the suffering. Due to these three negative emotions, then we accumulate so much negative karma intents. Rangjung, rethink. Due to this ignorance, then we accumulate a lot of negative emotions. So with this in framework, then we want to be free from the suffering. So this kind of mental attitude, I think we should not forget. Sometimes we get engaged into the main practice, so-called main practice, then we forget the framework of what we are trying to deal with it. And there's a saying in Tibetan: if a ghost is in the eastern direction, by dedicating Torma to the west, it's not going to solve the problem. So I think not forgetting what we are dealing with. So in that, I think understanding that whatever practice we have to do, what we do, always in this framework of following over truth,